I'm sure a lot of people here are talking about their content, their traffic, getting people to the store, and then it's what are we doing when they get there? So that's where we come in, is making sure we're getting the right products in front of your customers, bundling, showing them, your best sellers or things that go together, and then getting them to buy more of what they're already interested in. That's one of our best practices, and you can do that with post-purchase upsells.
Hey everybody, this is Zach Dampier, content coordinator here at Smart Marketer, and I am here with Brittany Casella of Zipify. Go ahead and tell everybody hi.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
So we are live at Smart Marketer Live. We're actually at the VIP day, mentor table, agency clients only, very exclusive, but I'm really glad that you were able to take some time out and sit down and talk with me.
Yeah, having a lot of fun so far today, so thank you for having me.
Yeah. So how about you just start with kind of where your relationship with Ezra and Smart Marketer kind of started. Obviously, Zipify is kind of a sibling company, so there's obviously a lot of intertwining there.
I love that you said sibling company, because I always say Smart Marketer is our sister company, and the truth is that we used to be one. So as of next month, I will be an employee of Zipify for 9 years. So I started when Smart Marketer and Zipify was all, blended into one company, one of 3 support people. And then Molly came on board, got to meet Molly and John, and then we did this split. Smart Marketer information side, Zipify on the software side, and I went with Zipify. Yeah. So I've been working with Ezra ever since. I'm now the head of enterprise for OneClick Upsell. So we work with our top tier merchants and help them make the most out of their OCU.
Yeah, so yeah. I'm sure most people listening, watching already know what Zipify is because they're in the community, but for anybody who's new, just give them like a quick rundown of what it is you all offer and what you can do.
Yeah, so right now we have 2 apps for your Shopify store. So we have Zipify Pages is our landing page builder, and then we also have OneClick Upsell is our upsell app. So that's primarily what we focus on enterprise. You can upsell your customers all along their journey from the product page through the thank you page. We have post-profit ads now, so you can put third-party ads on your thank you page as well. But it's, your upsell journey, increasing AOV, revenue, taking advantage of the traffic that you have with upsells.
Yeah. So with all that in mind, what would be like one strategy or tactic that you think that every e-commerce owner should really implement?
Yeah, I mean, upsells in general, right? So I'm sure a lot of people here are talking about their content, their traffic, getting people to the store, and then it's what are we doing when they get there? So that's where we come in, is making sure we're getting the right products in front of your customers, bundling, showing them, your best sellers or things that go together, and then getting them to buy more of what they're already interested in. That's one of our best practices, and you can do that with post-purchase upsells. So obviously, doing what you can to get customers in the store, but then taking full advantage of that traffic and getting them to add more to their cart before they go.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure everybody thinks that sounds great in theory. So are there any like real life wins that you could talk about recently, just kind of showing how much you've been able to really change the way a business has been operating?
Yeah, absolutely. We just started working with a store that came over from one of our competitors. So part of what we do on enterprise, like I said, we work directly with our merchants to make sure that they're hitting all of those areas that the customer is seeing products and optimizing along the journey. And they were just doing post-purchase offers with this competitor. They moved over to work with us specifically for the service that we offer. And within the first 60 days, they made $30,000 more than they were doing with the competitor. And that was by optimizing what they had, post-purchase offers, and then adding these other offers. So it really, not just focusing on one area of upsells, but kind of seeing the whole journey and where you can add things along. And that's what's cool about that, just to add to it, is that within the first 60 days, we're running split tests like we haven't even begun to optimize yet, because you're just seeing what we can do. And so they'll just keep building from there.
That's awesome.
More and more revenue. Yeah.
I'm putting you on the spot with this question. You mentioned starting in support, and that's something that Ezra mentions a lot. That's the same thing that I did. I started in support, got to know the customer, and then I grew into the social media manager, and now the content coordinator, obviously still managing social, but also the blogs and podcasts and YouTube now.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Like, what is the merit behind there? Do you think that really helped you be a better person for the position you're in now?
Yeah, definitely. And then just like the team aspect, right? And I know Ezra talks about that a lot, is like, being there for the team and like everybody's pitching in. I've definitely worn a lot of different hats over the years. And now I've become, kind of the go-to person for a lot of different things. I do blog videos too. I'm doing content on obviously sales calls. I still help with, customer support stuff. But yeah, I think starting from like, that was the first thing we did was learn the app, learn it. And now we can take it to the next level with helping our top tier merchants and putting content out there. Yeah, it's been awesome to like grow within, 9 years. Yeah, grow within and now be, I don't know what else to call it, like the go-to person, in terms of, I can help anywhere.
Yeah. No,
which is cool. Yeah, you probably feel that too.
That's awesome. So with you all helping out all these different e-commerce owners, what's one mistake that you feel like you see the most often that you really wish, not that you wish they would just fix on their own, but one that like would really be helpful for somebody to not have to be on a call with you all to get the solution?
Well, what's great about our team is that we are monitoring your upsells for you. I think the biggest mistake that brands make is that they install OneClick upsell, they set up a few funnels, they set some offers up, and then they forget about it. Or they don't optimize. They're like, this is converting at 4%. It's making us some money. Like, awesome. This is great. But there's always more to be done. You can get higher conversion rates, optimize for more revenue. So that's what a lot of people do come to enterprise for, is getting those strategies and how do I boost my revenue here, because either I don't have the capacity to be in there split testing, or I just don't know what to do next. But yeah, I would say the biggest mistake people make is setting and forgetting it. We go in and do funnel audits and there are split tests running for like 6 months. They were like, did anybody decide on a winner here?
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, is there anything else kind of Zipify related that you want to talk about for anybody watching before we dive into something that more people might be interested in? We'll see. It'll be a surprise when we get there. But any last kind of remarks about the actual eComm marketing?
Yeah, you got to be upselling. Again, I know everybody's here getting strategies of the whole, business journey, marketing to getting folks in the email, post-purchase too. It's all connected. But definitely check out Zipify apps. Do more in the store to make you more money on the spot. Put it that way.
There we go. And one thing I'm sure you all have heard and have noticed about Molly is she's always got a dog. She's always rescuing dogs, and she has her dog rescue Fields of Freedom. What you all might not know is that Brittany is actually also involved with Fields of Freedom very heavily. You are co-founders, correct?
Co-founders, yes.
The top dogs of the dog rescue. Yes. So how did that kind of come about? Like you said, Zipify and Smart Marketer have always been like this, and we just barely started to branch out, and now you all are tying us all back together with the dogs.
Does it kind of feel like the family is back together? It's like we have all these different things, and the dogs are a big part of that. I've always followed Molly and the dogs. I've been always passionate about dogs myself and like what I can do to help. And honestly, she posted one dog. So I'm in New York, Molly's in Kentucky. She posted one dog and I just saw the face and it said, Mitchell needs help, can transport. And I immediately messaged Molly. I was like, where do you go? And that was, a year and a half ago. And we've been fostering and moving dogs up to New York ever since, basically.
Yeah. And so with Molly in Kentucky, I'm from Kentucky too. Anybody that doesn't know, I'm Molly's cousin. We live in the same town. So Kentucky has really lax laws for animals. There aren't very many animal rights activists in the area, unfortunately. So a lot of the treatment for strays and things can be really poor. So it's really nice whenever we're able to get them up to New York because there's a lot more in place to keep them safe, even if they aren't able to be adopted and find a new home. Yes. But yeah, it's been a really long journey through the process with Molly's first rescue and then starting this new one. So
yes,
it's been
something. And you fostered for us before.
Yes, so I fostered brothers.
Yeah.
And they were the best. We have 2 dogs. One of them is from the rescue. I'll get back to that. And so we kept them separate from the 2 that we were fostering. I just kept them in the garage. I was like, if I bring them in the house, I'm going to get attached. Yeah. I still went down there to check on them. I didn't just set it and forget it like your upsells.
Yeah.
And
But that's honestly, not to cut you off, but like that's sometimes all that we
That's
need
all they
for
need, yeah.
fosters. You know, they're in shelters and their time's running out. We just need a safe place to put them, a garage, a laundry room, a bathroom. You don't have to integrate them
Right.
into the home until we can find either, you know, an adopter or we have room at the barn. You know, it's just sometimes we just need a temporary safe place,
Yeah.
which is what you offered. And
Absolutely.
it's amazing.
But yeah, I had them for a week, and just in that time, I was like so attached. I dropped them off. I was like texting, asking how they were doing. We like had baggies with their favorite toys that they had picked out.
And you had Romeo too, right?
Yeah, I picked Romeo up a few different times.
I know.
Yeah,
so Romeo came to New York. You were able to save
yeah,
Romeo a couple
was
of
a
times.
pit, and so obviously a very thin coat, and his parents didn't believe in dogs being inside. Then we found out they had smaller dogs that were inside, which made it even worse. But
Yeah,
Kentucky winters can be really harsh. We don't get a whole lot of snow, but it's cold.
Yeah.
And so
And even in the heat too, he's a white dog,
Yeah.
so any of the heat.
So I picked him up one time, and I just kept him for a few days while they were finding somebody else to take Romeo in.
Yeah.
And that owner had a change of heart, decided to let him inside. And then a few weeks later, we heard back from their child that Romeo was back outside. And I mean, it was probably 20 degrees. And Molly texted me as I was like driving through town. I was like, I'm literally 5 minutes away. I'm there. And so I pulled up, and he started barking, but then he saw it was me, and I could tell he kind of calmed down. And I got him in the passenger seat and took him to the garage. He tore up every bed I tried to give him, but you know, he liked the fluff, so it was good to go. But we so me and my wife got married right out of college and had an apartment, and I always had dogs my whole life, so I'm like, we need to wait a little bit. Like they are a big commitment.
Yeah, that's totally.
And she had only had one dog that her grandma had given her, who was already housebroken and everything, and it was older, like it was like 4 or 5, so it didn't even have a whole lot of energy.
Yeah.
She's like, we need a dog, it'll be the best. Finds a lab at the local humane society, applies for it before I even know that it exists. And they called back. It had like 3 people in line to come visit us. So she's like, okay, it wasn't meant for us. I won't put in another application. Like, you're right. I should have talked to you. And then like the next day they called. They're like, hey, so everybody backed out. Could you all come see it? And she's like, it's meant to be.
That's it.
And so I'm like, we can't go see it. I like I said, like I am a dog lover. I knew if I saw that dog in person, I was coming home with the dog.
Yeah.
So we came home with the dog. It's like I said, a Black Lab German Shepherd mix. It was a pup. And then a few months go by. It's probably about 40 pounds at this point. So still nowhere near full grown, but big.
Yeah.
And then Molly posts on her Instagram story that there is this Australian Shepherd Dachshund mixed litter that's getting transported to New York, but there's a rut that's too small and they don't want it to go on transport. It's 1.5 pounds. Same thing. Maria's like, we have to have this dog. We went to go pick it up, and it literally was like front paws here, back paws here, and then it was just all belly sitting in my palm. And within like a week, that little potato with legs was chasing our Black Lab up, and she still runs the house. And so we got a Humane Society dog.
Now how big now?
She's about 15 pounds.
Okay.
So like she's still
yeah.
So she got the Dachshund body with the Australian Shepherd marking. So she has like the eyebrows and the white strip. Yeah. So she's really expressive. You can always see what's on her face.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's been the best.
I love that
She's
too.
been
Are you
the
going to
best.
show pictures?
Yeah, I'll show you pictures, and I'll pop some up on here.
I was going to say, you have to pop them up, and we have to pop up Romeo too. So the dog that you took, he's in New York, and I did give them at first like a lion's cage, basically, because I was like, he doesn't really like to be caged, and they didn't care. They just fully integrated him. He sleeps with the kids, so he went from being outside all day, every day, to now sleeping with children with blankets, cuddling. We have to show that too. Yeah.
So with the rescue, I mean, what are some of the struggles and hardships? Like, obviously, it's really hard having to try to essentially play God when you go in these humane societies and pick out like which dogs you try to save.
Well, and that's I learned a lot of that from Molly, because when I got involved and I started joining these group chats with like Julie, who does Bell County, you know, she's always reaching out. Now I'm getting tagged in Facebook posts. And I remember saying to Molly, like, how do we pick? You know, like, what do we do here? And especially when we're full, you know, we have so many spots at the barn. We're always boarding. We try to get, you know, as many fosters that we can. But it's just, we do what we can when we can. So if we're
Right.
going to the shelter, anytime we go to the shelter for one dog, usually Kyle comes back with 2 or 3.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we'll take that one, that's a black pit who's probably doesn't have a lot of time. Like we'll go over, and then it's like, then we have this one and this one. So it is kind of amazing. We work with the shelters to really try and help the ones that are going to have the hardest time getting out. And it's no fault of their own.
Yeah.
I have a foster right now. It's a foster. Technically, Stella is not on the adoption circuit because we took her straight from the shelter, but she was an owner surrender. Time was up at the shelter, and she was very unhappy at the shelter and making everybody know that she was. And she's doing wonderful at my house.
That's awesome.
We'll see. This might be
a foster fail in the best ones.
Technically, because people have thought that we're dog people. I'm a dog person, for sure. We're dog people, and I have kids. So people immediately, when we started fostering, they were like, "Oh, you're gonna keep this one." Every time I posted a dog, "You're gonna keep this one. You're gonna keep this one. You're gonna keep this one." And I would keep them all. Like you said, Molly has kept a lot. But for us, I want to be able to keep fostering. So that's always the dilemma, is like, I don't want too many dogs so that I can't keep helping them as well. But yeah, Stella just spoke to me from the shelter, and I brought her up. I haven't actually done a pet finder or anything. So I'm not going to call her a foster fail yet, because she's technically not even on the adoption circuit. So it might just have been a straight adoption.
But that's one of those things, like the people who care the most go in, they try to create these rescues like us. And then I say us because I run the social media, by the way. I'm not just throwing myself in there.
It is yours as well.
And so
yes.
Along with that, it's like what people care about animals the most and want to make a difference in vets. And so everybody thinks like, oh, I'm going to be able to like save all these animals. It's going to be fantastic. But then like you're dealing with like the worst part. You're dealing with all the euthanasia. You're dealing with them having cancer, and you have to constantly see the worst day of these pets and owners' lives and continue to show up, because that's the kind of compassionate person you are. And it's like, you get into the field thinking that it will be so great, and like you love being with dogs, so you get to play with dogs every day, but then you're fostering a dog and it's finally adopted and you're so happy for it. But at the same time, you're like, I can't imagine going out to my garage and not wondering what you chewed up and like not being upset about it, because like I would just wish you were there to chew it up again. And like I would keep you if I could, I just can't. So it's been
fostering. It's such a wonderful thing. So of course, moving dogs up to New York, I've gotten family, friends, like, we've tapped a lot of personal resources for adopting and fostering. And actually, a really good friend of mine is fostering now. She's fostered 3 dogs already. We're going to bring another one up at the end of the month. And she never had a dog before.
Oh, that'll be
and has just, she's done 3.
Okay.
And so she's like absolutely in love with fostering. And I think it's like perfect for her, because she doesn't have to commit. She doesn't have to like have the responsibility of like being a dog owner, but she's like, I get to help and I get to find homes, and she's been doing a wonderful job. And it's just like totally in love with fostering. It's been wonderful. But that's like you said, Zach is part of the team, and it's a wonderful team. We really have surrounded ourselves, and that's, Molly too. You can see from, if anybody is following, they know Molly puts together a wonderful team. So we work with some really great people, who are there, with dogs in need. You're down the street. Kyle's driving hours. Kyle drove, to meet someone in Florida for us. They've driven, Kyle and Kayla have driven up to Pennsylvania to bring dogs up to New York when we couldn't get them on the train. We had like a pack of 5 come up. Even the transport that we work with, it's all volunteers. It's just really amazing.
Yeah. And then Kyle and Kayla, like she just mentioned, Kayla's actually the person in support that you all talk to. So the Smart Marketer is a dog rescue at this point. We're all just, it's still separate right now. Eventually we'll get it all interwoven. We'll just be the marketing and dog rescue people. But I like that you talked about the personal resources, because obviously one of the big issues with the dog rescue is resources in general. I know Molly always mentions it, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. What's like the ballpark figure of the average cost it usually takes to kind of rescue a dog between like the vet bills you typically have to do?
Yeah, and our adoption fee is actually our adoption fee right now is $350, and that like helps us cover some of the costs. You know, depending on how long they're in the barn with us, the
Right.
food that they eat and whatnot. You know, it could be anywhere from like really $500 to $600 to care for the dog, and you know, until adoption. Essentially, like that's the goal. We've had some dogs with us for a bit longer. Shout out Coco. Let's find Coco home.
Coco's the best.
Coco is the best. But yeah, we do get donations too, which is amazing. You know, so we cover food, products, even toys, bones, you know, anything, especially for the farm, the kennels, you know, where most of the dogs are. It's really nice. You know, when we get donations, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, and with the donations, anybody, especially a dog or pet-centric business, we would love any donations that are possible. If you aren't and you would just like to donate monetarily, obviously, it is a tax exemption. We do have all the paperwork that you need for that. So
yes, we are not for profit.
Yeah.
On our website, fofdogrescue.com, we have different ways you can donate, learn more about us. But yeah, everything helps. You know, we don't, you know, when we take medical cases, a lot of times we'll post specifically for those. So you might see those pop up. You know, we get a dog that needs care. Like we took one in that had a chain embedded, cryptos. Yeah, we're looking for a foster for Crypto now. He's so healthy, doing wonderful. But yeah, we cover all the medical bills and just try to find a second chance at life for these babies.
Yeah.
So every little bit helps. Sorry.
Absolutely. No, you're fine. I don't know how long it'll take until this comes out, but I just posted 2 separate videos of Crypto on our social media. So follow Instagram at Fields of Freedom Dog Rescue. Your fingers will be tired when you type it in, but you'll hit the follow and you won't have to do it again. So you'll be good to go there. But Crypto's the best. I mean, he, like you said, had it all the way embedded into his neck, and now he's just the happiest little guy. But yeah, so
he really is. He's a nice, medium-sized pup, really cute. Yeah, I'm trying to get it. Share all of that. We're gonna get him up to New York, get some ideas for him. So
for sure. But yeah, so anything that you all could do to help, we would appreciate. Nobody wants to pay taxes. Wouldn't you rather pay for a dog to stay alive instead? And we can help facilitate that. So we do that for you all to be able to feel better about where your money goes. But all the help that we can get from you all, we do appreciate, surely.
Yes, thank you. Honestly, it's a wonderful thing. And I'm just so honored to be a part of it too, with Molly and with you all. So
we'll end
from Kentucky to New York.
There we go. We'll end. Final question.
Okay.
These animals might not even be around by the time this airs. If you could get any of the fosters and they could be yours, there's no extra responsibilities, what dog are you picking?
Me, myself? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Because Coco, I would love Coco.
Coco's,
Coco. See, I'm just gonna list a bunch of them, okay? Because I can't pick one. Coco would be a wonderful, wonderful dog for anybody who's looking for a solo pup. She's so ready. She's full of love and energy. She'll be awesome for anybody. Susan and Dallas are a great pair. They've been with each other. You know, they don't necessarily have to stay together, but they get along so well, and they're wonderful. Rose and Daisy, they're sisters. Their brother actually made it to New York. They made it to New York. We got him on the transport. Murphy was adopted. But Rose and Daisy will make an awesome pair too. Oh, we have so many good ones right now.
We do. Red just got adopted, so she doesn't count. But when I first met Red, she was terrified of me. Stayed like on the other side of the yard, and then 5 minutes later, I couldn't get her out from between my legs because she was just like tucked in, like looking up at me. Like she was just a sweet, long coat, fluffy thing. And then I grew up with boxers my whole life, so I've always been a big dog person. And there's just something about Kane. I love that Kane. Gray coat. He's just him and Buck both. I like him.
Oh, yeah. Buck. I would have said Toaster, too, but Toaster just got adopted. Toaster is an awesome, that, like, black head. He's an awesome dog. I know, there's so many great pups right now. Check it out. Check out Fields of Freedom.
But yeah, we appreciate you all taking this time with us. Like I said, we are live at the Smart Marketer Live event. Hopefully I'll have some more guests with you that will be dropping throughout this time. So make sure you're subscribing to the podcast, subscribing to the YouTube channel so you can actually see the video and pictures that we're popping up and talking about. And see you all next time.
Have a good one. Thanks.